A few months ago, I did a video about the Dragon Ball Super manga, in which I went through the entirety of the magazine that the Dragon Ball Super manga is published in, that is V-Jump, and I went through that just to explain to everyone and just to show to everyone that, like V-Jump itself, the Dragon Ball Super manga is really just there to be promotional material and as a sort of a sneak peek for the Japanese audience, and it's not really there to be taken seriously or like to be taken as the definitive canon version of the Super's events. In that video, I often made comparisons between V-Jump and the other magazine Weekly Shonen Jump, which is the weekly magazine that has all of the serialized manga that are often turned into serialized television shows, weekly anime, and basically have like a lot of the manga series that you have, and all of the franchises that you've heard of before. A lot of them made their start off as a Weekly Shonen Jump manga. And so I was comparing it to Weekly Shonen Jump as well, because that was what the original Dragon Ball manga was published in, and I was just to try and say there's a difference between how the Dragon Ball manga was published and how the Dragon Ball Super manga is being published, because they're different magazines. Of course, the problem was I didn't have Weekly Shonen Jump to actually compare it to, but this time I finally went back to Kinokuniya and decided to just go and pick up a copy of Weekly Shonen Jump. Not a copy from the 80s or 90s where they would have had Dragon Ball there, unfortunately, but I did have one from like pretty much a few weeks ago, and I don't think things have changed that much since then. If they have, I don't know, but I mean, honestly, looking at Weekly Shonen Jump itself, when I was looking at it, I think, trying to find copies of it from the 80s and 90s will be a little bit difficult, and I don't know if they'll be in very good condition. I'll explain more of that when we actually look at the magazine. Because, come on, I got this magazine. I don't think everyone can easily go to Japan or has a Japanese bookstore and can easily get a copy of Weekly Shonen Jump. So I'm gonna go get Weekly Shonen Jump, look at it, and I'll show you everything and try to do a brief synopsis. Like, I'll try not to make this 20 minutes long, although it might be 20 minutes again, might be more. Hopefully not. I'll try to just sort of show you the main things of Weekly Shonen Jump, kind of compare it to, you can look at my video about V-Jump, sort of compare it to that, and I just thought this was something I had, and I feel like this is something that some people will be really curious about. So yeah, I might as well stop beating around the bush and actually get it out. I'm gonna get out from this chair again, you guys might see my legs, so, alright, yeah, I have legs. Yep, okay, alright, Weekly Shonen Jump. It's literally gotten to the point that I'm running out of space. I need to move my stuff. And I might as well take V-Jump as well to reference. Okay, good, nothing fell over this time. So, got both of them. So, anyway, this is Weekly Shonen Jump. It is the third and the fourth copy because it is a double issue because there was a week's break. Because actually this is, if you can see, it's the Christmas edition. Or it's the edition that came out during Christmas in 2015. So, yeah, also you might also see these things. Yeah, unlike V-Jump, I have been busy cataloging this. This is basically just which manga is where, so I can sort of just tell and don't have to comb through the entire thing to find the manga I want. I mean, yeah, it's still in Japanese, I can't read anything, but yeah. So anyway, the first thing I want to talk about in Weekly Shonen Jump is, it is huge. For something that comes out weekly, it's huge. If we compare it to V-Jump, they're about the same size, sort of page-wise, they're around the same pages. Maybe V-Jump might be a little bit bigger than Weekly Shonen Jump, but if we look at the thickness of that, Weekly Shonen Jump it is much thicker than V-Jump. So I bet you're wondering, how can they do something this thick every week? And the answer to that is, well, yeah, the second thing about Weekly Shonen Jump is, it is cheap. It's really cheap. It's 260 yen. And if you do that, go sort of rough kind of yen to US dollars equivalent, that means about sort of $2.60, maybe more. But either way, $3 maybe? $3 for something this big. That's kind of crazy. And V-Jump is 550 yen. So this is half the price of V-Jump. And it's enormous. So I bet you're wondering, how do they get it so cheap? And, well, to answer that question, we're going to look at the actual pages itself. So let's get this started. First things first, move this back. Oh, wait, hang on. There we go. Alright, and then we put Jump magazine here. Then we move this down, and we move this back a bit more, and we center it more this direction, and I think that is good. Can you guys see this? Well, I mean, I don't have my feedback from you guys, but this looks good enough for me. So this is Weekly Shonen Jump. This Weekly Shonen Jump. It is the issue, and we might as well start from the very beginning, I guess. So yeah, anyway, I guess for one thing, if you notice, yeah, the Weekly Shonen Jump paper looks a little bit different to the V-Jump paper. V-Jump paper looks a lot thicker paper, where the Weekly Shonen Jump's got very thin paper. But I'll show you that when we get to the actual manga part, which is the part where Weekly Shonen Jump is really there for. But anyway, the first thing you see, Weekly Shonen Jump, is just all this stuff. So this is the beginning, has some color pages, which is mostly just like advertisements, and also the color pages of random specific manga for this week. Anyway, so yeah, this is just a thing about, you know, this is like, it's like Shonen Jump ice shows, literally ice shows. You know, you have like the Disney on ice. Here you've got like Luffy and Goku and Naruto on ice. And this thing, I didn't know what this was, but apparently this is something to do with like, you sort of cut these out and you put these in like, it's like sort of the proof you have the magazine if you need like the copies of the magazine for like promotions and just like competitions. So you put those and like enter those. And this is, I don't know what these stickers are. They seem to just be like kind of for fun, people to play with. Anyway, so this is, it starts off with, this is the beginning color page of the newest chapter of Assassination Classroom. So yeah, because we also, when you get this really nice title page of the characters of Assassination Classroom. Because yeah, one thing Weekly Shonen Jump does have, which is really cool, is that yeah, it does have some of its manga in color. And wow, you know when I was saying it was cheap? Like, this looks like it's going to come apart already. And I have barely like looked at this that much. So then we have a whole bunch of colored ads, and obviously you can't really see this, but it feels like about the same quality. Like, it's quite thin, this colored paper. It's kind of like not really, yeah, like kind of like newspaper, like the sort of newspapers you get like sort of on the train, the colored ones there. That's a kind of it. It's very thin, and you know, got one piece here. You've got more one piece, something. I think this one's called Food Wars. And something, that's World Trigger, so that's World Trigger. There's something about Naruto. Looks like about something about the newest Shippuden episodes as well. And we've got this. We've got some sports ones. Okay, yeah, hey guys, look. Wait, wrong page. Here we go, Dragon Ball Super. It's got the thing. It's got the new stuff. It's got all the new Dragon Ball Super merch and stuff that's coming out. So basically, it's just saying, hey guys, here's the newest Dragon Ball Super stuff coming out just for the 30th anime anniversary. So that's pretty cool. And then we have something about Dragon Balls. I think that's talking about the Dragon Ball Super manga and V-Jump. And here we're going to talking about the Dragon. Forgot the word, what it's actually called, because it's got this word in Japanese. I'm not sure, but it's like the 30th anniversary history book. Shoshish something. It's got some name, and we've got the Dragon Ball, like original Dragon Ball, sort of, you know, young Goku arc kind of stuff, red ribbon sort of stuff in full colors, but they're only out in Japan, but they're coming out in Japan soon. So yeah, and this is the stuff about all the tankobons that are coming out. Or by tankobons, you know, like the individual copies of the manga. So yeah, so let me just explain. So Weekly Shonen Jump, for those of you who don't know, it has chapters of the manga. But like every week you get a new chapter of the manga. But obviously, if you want to see the whole thing, if you want it all, if you miss a week, or if you want to just like see it all better, or if you want to have it like all, you know, in one thing, you know, you buy the tankobons. You buy these. This one's got One Piece number 80, issue number 80. You've got Assassination Classroom number 17. Also, I'm reading this upside down. I mean, I'm not actually reading it, but like I'm looking at this upside down, so sometimes it's a bit hard to tell what I'm looking at. Good, whatever. And here we've got, you know, like you see this stuff in normal magazines that just sort of like what's hot. So number 1 is the new Nintendo 3DS XL, or LL. It's called in Japan. It's called the 3DS LL in Japan. There you go. Fun fact for you guys. Some things, and here we have. I don't know, and here we've got some stuff about, I think this is talking about V-Jump, because it's got a Dragon Ball Heroes card and a Yu-Gi-Oh card right next to each other, which normally means, like, you know, if you get V-Jump, you get these cards, which is kind of a shame. Honestly, when I was looking, I was actually looking for the V-Jump for this month's issue of V-Jump. I saw the Weekly Shonen Jump instead. They didn't have V-Jump, which was a shame, because apparently it's got a poster of the like Dragon Ball Super new arc, and I wanted that poster, but whatever. So here I've got some stuff about something about Dragon Quest, something about My Hero Academia, I think that's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, and then I've got stuff on video games. So it does have some of that stuff like it does in Weekly Shonen Jump, but in V Jump, but you know, it's over pretty quickly. And then we get our first manga chapter. This is Assassination Classroom. I mean, I know you saw there was some stuff before. This is like the first page of Assassination Classroom. You know, I don't know what Kuro Sensei is saying, but there's a thing. That's the first page, and then this is like the chapter title page thing. But this is the continuation. So yeah, you only have like the first 3 pages of that is in color, and the rest of it's in black and white. Now, I just want to show you these pages. Like that is also no. It's probably better if I turn the page and I just look at how look at how cheap this paper is. It's like it is basically it feels like a phone book. It feels like phone book paper. And, it's not even printed. The black isn't even that black, it is very cheap. But at the same time, considering all of the manga are in here, but that's how they keep the cost down, because it's really cheap paper. So, I mean, and obviously, it is cheap, but, at least you can get, a good grasp of what's going on. And, you can see this, it's clean enough sometimes, although when there's a bit of black, sometimes things get a bit busy and you don't exactly know what's going on sometimes, but you can sort of squint and work it out. And it's also not the bestly print, the most professionally printed as well. Sometimes some things look more black than others, and sometimes it feels like a mistake. Like here, this page has got a bit of bit of a white smudge there. I don't know if that's intentional or not. It might not be. It might just be because they're trying to print this as cheaply as possible so they can keep that 260 yen cost. Because, the why it's got 260 yens? Because, the people who are collecting this, it's Japanese children. And, they don't particularly have the biggest disposable income in the world. So, they have, that's just it. And so that's the end of Assassination Classroom. Then they have a page, I think this is either going to be a recap or some ads. I think it's generally a recap of just sort of talking about what's happening. That happens after the manga. I guess so you don't get spoiled. I don't know. And then we get One Piece. It's One Piece. And it's One Piece because these are very, Oda generally does these really interesting title chapters where he actually does little side stories of everyone, and I actually know who these characters are because it's from the beginning of One Piece, and I've actually seen that, so that's great. So yeah, this is One Piece. Anyone who actually keeps up with One Piece might recognize this stuff. Also, hey look, it says Jack in English. That's cool, isn't it? Yep, very cool. So I don't actually know. I don't know much about newer stuff in One Piece, but this has something to do with weird animal people. It seems and war and killer toxic gas, something like that. Don't exactly know, but we'll just skip to the end. But yeah, so yeah, the One Piece ends there, and then it's cliffhanger ending, whatever. And yeah, that's One Piece chapter 810. 810. If you want to know, this is the original copy of One Piece chapter 810. This is when it first came out. And if I was managing to get this on Mondays Japanese children do, I would probably be one of the first people to read it. Of course I don't because, yeah. Anyway, next manga is Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia. You might have heard of it because it recently got announced that it's getting an anime adaptation from Studio Bones. So that's kind of interesting. I started reading it, unfortunately, of course, not reading it legally, reading scanlations and stuff, because I wanted to sort of try and see if I wanted to actually get into a shonen series that's actually continuing and isn't finished yet, just so I could have the same hype that everyone else does when they're looking at these series week to week, and hopefully I won't get disappointed like people did with Naruto and stuff. But anyway, it's been alright. I don't exactly like the concept, and I sometimes feel like the author doesn't have as much creativity as I thought he would, given the setting, but, I mean, it's alright. And this is, I don't know, something, Dancing Red. Okay, great, don't know. And here we are, and then, okay, this is the fun part, where, so, sometimes Weekly Shonen Jump does a thing where it just randomly changes the color of its pages, but this stuff seems to be kind of what do all the Shonen Jump manga characters, one for Christmas. And they have a little sort of 1, 2, 3, 4-page little manga thing, like sort of like almost like gag strips. 4-page comic strips, just sort of explaining what they want for Christmas and stuff like that, like the Christmas special. Okay, the next manga is if you're wondering how I work this out, sometimes these are written on my little I wrote down the names on everyone's on the little notes here, and oh god, I can't even read my own handwriting. It's Hino something Zumo. I think this has some. I'm actually not sure what this is about. I forgot. I think I looked it up and then I forgot. Is this the one about sumos? Yeah. Okay, I think this is the one about sumos. It's a Shonen Jump manga about sumos. I don't think it's an anime or anything, but yeah, it must. I think it's about sumos. Pretty sure that's looks like a sumo guy. So okay, I'll just sort of skip ahead. Okay, then this one is the next one. It's called Saiki Kuso no Nan something about. It seems to be like a sort of comedy thing about a psychic, kind of a sort of comedy. Yeah, comedy about a psychic. I think that's kind of speaks for yourself, because like it's like PSI. It says it's like PSI-san or whatever it is. So yeah. Okay, that's just okay. Like, you know, obviously now it's getting to the point people probably aren't familiar with these. These are random ones. Okay, so this one is called Step Up, I think, and this one is about dancing, kind of like ballroom dancing, I think. You know, you got a guy and a girl here, and you got them looking around and dancing, and wow, that's a lot of black there. Look at that black. Probably means it's a flashback. I think they generally say when things when they put the black here instead of the white, that sometimes means it's a flashback. I don't know for sure. Anyway, yeah, it looks like it's ballroom dancing. Had not heard about this before I read Weekly Shonen Jump, so that's something. Okay. Alright. Okay, now we have some ads. And hey, look, Dragon Ball. I mean, you know, gotta say, Dragon Ball is kind of like ubiquitous. It's like everywhere right now. Just everywhere. I don't know what. Yep, no, this is all talking about Dragon Ball. It's talking about the sort of not augmented reality, the special card game, and it's got, you might have seen some ads for it, and it's got, like, you know, it's got these pages, these special cards, and you can like put them, scan them in, and they can sort of, I don't know, it's got some special chip in it, so that's something. And I actually have no idea what this is. This is just all text. So alright, okay, cool, we finally got into the more interesting parts. Now, okay, this thing is surprisingly important. This is this is the thing. This is your sort of like your ratings. This is where you tell them what is your top 3 like manga chapters for the week. Like on this issue, which one you think is your top 3? If you just rank them all, and if you also look down here, obviously you probably can't read it because the text is tiny, but it's basically just it's like talking about ranks, because this is the interesting thing. So Weekly Shonen Jump, they have ranks, and you rank. Every issue you can rank which ones are your favorite chapters, and the chapters are actually those rankings are actually get released, and they're not just there because like that's cool. Like it's there so like partially for feedback for the manga authors who just sort of like they find out if their chapters are good. They find out if people like the plot twist, they like the story is heading, and like they work that out from the target audience of the children who are reading it, from this thing, and people go around and submit this in, and I don't know how they do, but clearly they must, and it must not be that difficult. So, but here underneath those top, like the thing where you write it there, it's actually got the actual answers. It's got the actual rankings for like a particular week. Probably they said, I looked this up. I asked some people on the internet. They said roughly about sort of like 6-8 weeks ago, and of like an issue there. These are the answers, and you can see like that's number 1. I don't know what that says, but number 2 says Bleach. Number 3 says something. Number 4 says One Piece. Yeah, Bleach. Did you know the Bleach manga is still going? Neither did I. It's still in Weekly Shonen Jump every week. Anyway, yeah. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. This at the color page. It's not a color chapter. It's just a color title. And this is for Haikyuu, which seems to be a manga about I think it's about volleyball. I think it looks like volleyball to me. So it has an anime, and you can see that's the anime there. So this time they seem to do a thing that like there's about 3, sometimes even 4 like color page things, and this is like the color chapter title page thing. It's the title page for this chapter, and it's in color, and that's cool. And like that's kind of one of the things you get Weekly Shonen Jump for, and especially if you get to see this stuff in color. Because so yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure that's volleyball. This looks like volleyball. You think it's volleyball? So yeah, I've never actually watched Haikyuu before, but it's something. But yeah, like look at that. Like look at the hair there. Like that is not intentional. That's just the printing error. And I'll show you at the end. It's kind of interesting just how cheap this printing is. But so yeah, like one of the great things about getting Weekly Shonen Jump, besides the fact you can get it first, like the tanga bonds take a few months to come out, and you know by then like everyone will know about like all the plot twists. But the interesting thing about it is like also because of these color pages, because sometimes the only times you can see these color pages are either in Weekly Shonen Jump itself and in like sometimes in like authors' art books. Okay. Next one is Black Clover. Don't know much about this. It's pretty new. Apparently it's kind of popular now because like after Naruto finished, because Naruto's ended obviously. After Naruto finished, people wanted more Naruto. I mean something like Naruto, and Black Clover kind of stepped in to fill that void. So I've never actually read it or anything. It seems apparently it's kind of generic, but sometimes people like generic and whatever. Sometimes, things can start off generic and can end up being a lot better by the end. Okay, next is Gintama. You might have heard of Gintama. Gintama is a show, a sort of anime and a manga, and it's known for being sometimes quite sort of self-aware and kind of funny. Sometimes sort of like, not like Seinfeld, but I don't know. I don't know why I was saying Seinfeld. I think I was thinking, I think the more apt comparison is something like, I don't know, Community, where it's like sometimes it's really, really just self-aware, but it can be surprisingly poignant sometimes. I don't know much about Gintama except for like a few, like so kind of the synopsis of the characters and sort of like a few like funny clips I found. Alright, now we are at, this is another cool color page, chapter title thing. This is a one-shot called Chromators. And so yeah, it's a one-shot. I don't know who this is by, but yeah, this is not one that has like multiple chapters. This is just a standalone work about some guy who's going to attack zombies, vampires. I think they're zombies, maybe mummies. Maybe it is mummies, and then he does it by like putting them in bandages and then using this like cigarette lighter like thing to just set the bandages on fire. So that's what I can tell from not like reading it and not knowing anything Japanese. So that's something. And then there's a girl, and I honestly have not read the entire thing. I didn't spend that much time like looking at the entire thing because it's. Oh, maybe I'll do that later. I'll like try and work it out if no one has actually like put any scan nations on it. Maybe I'll actually try and figure it out even if I don't know anything Japanese just by the images alone. I don't know. Because I could do that because I'm a nerd. So there you go. Yeah. So this is pretty long because it's a whole thing. It's not just one chapter. It's like It's a whole story with a beginning, middle, and end, and that should be satisfying. And the whole point of these one-shots, I think, are sort of there to. Sometimes they're there to like promote the author. If the author's like trying to get a manga series, but then like they don't know if they'd be popular, sometimes they give them a one-shot and they see how popular the one-shot is. And if the one-shot is popular, maybe they'll give them something better to do, like just these starting out manga artists. So, okay, next one is Samon the Summoner. Something about summoners, and I don't know. The only thing that's interesting about these character designs, like their faces are so unusual, and that's probably the point, to try and make it stand out from like all of the other ones. So, yep. I know, you probably have not really heard of some of these. I haven't heard of these either, so. And I don't even know if these are things that people really care about, but even then, sometimes, people might say it was their top 3, because maybe they particularly really liked that chapter. Okay, next one is called Food Wars, or Shokugenki no Soma. You might have heard of this one. This one's also an anime. It's about cooking. So, cooking, yay! There you go. Got the chapter. You got the title there. Got the first page there. You can see, it's about cooking. He's got a apron. It's cooking, but anime. So I think you can know what it's like there. Also, there seems to be quite a bit of fan service in it. And yeah, just look at that binding. Look at that binding. It looks like it's going to fall apart, and I'm a bit worried about that. This is why I was saying I don't know if I'm going to be able to find things from the 80s and 90s, because These things are meant to be disposable. That's the whole point. They're so low quality, you're not expected to have them in good quality. And, okay, I'll explain that later. First, go my explanation. Sorry, Weekly Shonen Jump, I need to finish this. So they're really low quality, but, so the whole point is, like, they're trying to get, these are disposable. They're low quality. You're not going to get them in good condition. And honestly, like, the only reason you keep some of them is because they have sometimes, like, really cool color chapters. Like, colored things in general. So the whole point is you read it every week, and I mean, it comes out every week. Are you really gonna have time to, like, put this all every week? And it's like, do you think you're gonna have a bookshelf big enough to hold it every week? That's just enormous. It's gonna just pile up quickly. So you read it every week, you dispose of it, and when you read the next one the next week, and then if you want to read the stories all again, you buy the tankobons, you buy the individual copies, and that's how they get their money. So yeah. People who go and especially frequent all the recent, like, all the Dragon Ball Super leaks and stuff, you may recognize paper like this. This is the preview for the next Dragon Ball Super episode, or the Dragon Ball Super episode. In this case, it's 25. So by that, you'll know when this was roughly published. It was before episode 25 came out, and this was actually quite interesting because if you hadn't read this, you would not have known ahead of time that Champa was going to appear in episode 25 because it wasn't any of the previews, but it was in this synopsis here. It's really just sort of there, it's like, hey guys, this is but then you got all of the other anime, all the new episodes, and all the episodes that kind of come out that week, and just sort of explaining what's in them. I found it interesting that the fact that, Dragon Ball Super is the only one who gets a whole page to its preview, where the others just, like, sort of share pages. I think that is sometimes to show that Dragon Ball Super is still a big deal. And also, I think you guys have also noticed the paper by now. So, red and black. I'm a bit curious as to, like, whether any manga sometimes uses this, because I've seen a lot of Dragon Ball. I've seen some of the chapters of Dragon Ball manga chapters where has some of the pages are in red, like red and black palette, and I'm wondering if they use this part of the magazine to showcase those. But I never saw any, so I can't really tell you. Yeah, Dragon Ball. Look at the Dragon Ball heroes. So yeah. Oh wait, hang on. There you go. Look at the Dragon Ball heroes cards in red and black. A lot of Dragon Ball. Yeah, see, there is a lot of Dragon Ball stuff. I think people don't realize how much Dragon Ball there is with Dragon Ball Super. There is a lot. And it was probably a lot before Dragon Ball Super even started. I think isn't that Bleach? I think that is, no, that is Bleach. Okay, so Bleach has some stuff. But not much. God, wow, okay, I'm sorry guys, this already got long. This is probably already going to be longer than my Dragon Ball Super, my V-Jump issue. But this is a longer magazine, so it makes sense. Okay, next manga is Mononofu. I think this one seems to be about some kind of game with tiles, like chess or something, but probably not chess. There's the game. If you can work out what kind of game that is, I could look this up, but I can't be bothered. Hey, I mean, come on. I did look up synopses for some things of what some of these things are, but not all of them because I just couldn't be bothered. I am lazy. Okay, next one is Kochikame. I'm not sure. Okay, oh yeah, okay. Apparently this one is like a pretty long-running series about like a policeman, and I think it's a policeman or a detective, and sort of his just sort of everyday life. So, do you see all the gunpla? Look at all the gunpla just like shelved on his stuff. Because I think it's like very. This is a very kind of not. It's sort of like a gag manga kind of thing. So you just have random things. So it's like, you know, it's not really. It's kind of a gag comic. Just like things kind of happen and it's just funny and like look, you got your skimpy anime girls dressed up as I don't even know what they're dressed up as. It's funny. It's not meant to be taken like that serious. Oh god, I think they're trains. I think they're supposed to be dressed up as trains. Holy, okay, interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Alright, next one. This one is Buddy Strike. It is about baseball. That's pretty much all I can say. It's about baseball. Baseball. Yay. Apparently, I looked this up. Apparently, this one's pretty new. It only just started. Well, look at that. 2 pages. 2 pages to that thing. It's extreme baseball action. Oh, God. Alright, yep, okay, cool. Alright, next is Bleach. So yeah, Bleach is still going. Bleach is still going. Bleach. It's a thing. It exists still. I mean, like the anime finished. I don't even know what happened, but the anime finished, but the Bleach is still going. Look at that. God of Thunder. I don't even know what that means, but it's in English, so it's in English in a Japanese manga, so that's cool. But actually, I think that's Bleach does that a lot, doesn't it? They put in English stuff because English looks cool, I think. And I'm pretty sure that's Aizen. Isn't that Aizen? I don't know my many characters from Bleach. That's one of the few characters I know. And there is a person upside down. And that's the end of Bleach. Okay, next one is Toriko. You may know about Toriko. It was the thing that took up Dragon Ball's... It was an anime. It's about, like, chefs, inverted commas, cooking and chefs, but, like, shonen action cooking chefs. Yeah, because it's sort of like, they're kind of like gourmet hunters, basically. I don't even know if that was something I took from Hunter x Hunter, or if that's actually what they're called, but, yeah, they're gourmet hunters. Go around finding exotic food ingredients, which is generally like, you know, big rare beast, and then they beat them up, kill the big great beast, so they can make great food from it. Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, it was an anime. Anime took out Dragon Ball Kai's spot, but it did even worse than Dragon Ball Kai, so they just got rid of it. They just said, okay, screw it, we're not doing it anymore. They tried to make Toriko the big thing. It wasn't the big thing. Next is World Trigger. Also an anime. Also done by Toei Animation. Also don't know what is going on with it. I think that's still going. Last time I checked. Yep, okay, now I'm just skipping ahead at this point because... Screw it. Okay, next one is Nisekoi. This is like some kind of harem romance sort of manga, which is actually kind of strange because this is got a target demographic for young boys, so, I mean, do they really care about romance? Unless maybe it's just more comedy than romance. I don't even know. So yeah, this one's also an anime, and yep, I'm skipping that ahead there. Alright, there we go, and we've got some more random funny panel things. I don't even know where these come from. Maybe these like fans? No, they look too good to be from fans. Alright, next one is, got a really long name, Isobe Monogatari, I think. I'm not actually sure what this is. Not sure what this is. It's very Japanese looking. I don't know. I actually didn't look it up. Looks interesting. You can look it up if you want to. And then that's the end of the manga, so we have some stuff about One Piece and Naruto. Thank you for the English there. We could not have read the English. I could not have known that without the English. There's One Piece and Naruto. Then we have some stuff. And some stuff. And it's got a website title. Maybe I put the URL in and see what happens. Okay, and hey guys, this is the preview for next week. Weekly Shonen Jump, saying like this is all the stuff that's coming up. This is all the chapters, and it might also say like the things that have like the color, what is in color and everything. So stuff like that. Then there's the little index for everything that was there, what pages they are, add, and it's the end. That is all of Weekly Shonen Jump. I went through. Oh god, and this is a very long video, so I'm sorry for that. But yeah, Weekly Shonen Jump is this. It is a massive thing, comes out every single week, unless like for a break like this where you got 3 and 4 kind of, so that's why it's the double issue. But yeah, so that is, if you compare that to V-Jump, if you compare it to this one where it's pretty much, besides some of the manga, but like a lot of it's got just colored ads and stuff. Okay, there is manga, but also it's lots of colored ads and just sort of promotion for everything that's coming up. But Weekly Shonen Jump has full-on manga. It's got One Piece. It's got, used to have Naruto. It's probably going to have the new Boruto one that's coming out eventually. It had all those other ones you heard of, like Bleach and, what else ones? Like, Food Wars and Haikyuu and My Hero Academia and all those stuff. And it had Dragon Ball back in the day from 1984 to 1995. I know that off by heart. God, I know too much. So yeah. That was just a thing I wanted to do, and it was actually kind of fun to do that, and I haven't even really gotten to the point of going through like the entire
all the chapters and trying to work out what happens without actually going to scanlations. I looked at scanlations for One Piece because I was just curious. But yeah, also, other thing, now that I've finished, I just want to show you, look at my fingers. Can you see how black they are? That is all the ink that has gotten onto my fingers. Like that's how low quality it is. Like, you don't even want to touch the pages because the ink is just going to get all over your fingers and just sort of eventually, I don't know what happens. I don't know how people even keep these in good quality for so long. They basically, you could just chuck them out, and I'm honestly considering you could just chuck it out. Because once you get the tankobons, once you can buy all the chapters individually, there's sort of no point. The only selling point to getting Weekly Shonen Jump is, first of all, to get it first, second of all, to get some of those color chapters, because the color pages, because they're pretty cool. And they're the original places to get them.
Anyway, thanks for sticking around for that long. I know I said I was going to try and get it under 20 minutes. I guess I kind of lied horribly. But anyways, thanks for sticking around for that long. It's a long ass video. I went through the entire magazine, but honestly, that's pretty much the last time I'm ever going to do something like that. Unless by some miracle I managed to get a one that actually has Dragon Ball in it from the 80s or 90s that's actually in good condition. Maybe I'll do one then, because at that point it would have different manga, and manga that you probably would have recognized. So, anyway, thanks for this, and thanks for watching the video. I've had fun doing this. I hope you had fun listening to this, and I hope you got something new out of it. I hope you learned something. So, this is Gabby, signing out, and goodbye, guys.